What actually happens to your body if you stop sleeping? Have you ever pulled an all-nighter to study for a test or finish a project? You probably felt tired, maybe a little grumpy, but have you ever wondered what would happen if you just didn't stop? What if you stayed awake for days? Would you hallucinate? Would your brain shut down? Could it actually kill you? Today, we are diving deep into the science of sleep deprivation. We are going to break down exactly what happens to your body hour by hour when you ignore your need to sleep. And trust me, the results are terrifying. Welcome to the channel. Let's get started. First, is it even possible to stay awake forever? The most famous case involves a 17-year-old student named Randy Gardner. In 1964, for a science fair project, Randy decided to see how long he could last without sleep. He managed to stay awake for 11 days and 25 minutes. That is 264 hours. While he didn't die, by the end of it, he was struggling to form sentences. He was paranoid, and he couldn't even do simple math. But you don't need to wait 11 days to feel the effects. The chaos starts much sooner. Let's look at the timeline, starting with the 24-hour mark. This is the all-nighter zone. At this point, your circadian rhythm, that's your body's internal clock, is confused. Usually, it tells your body to release cortisol to wake you up and melatonin to help you sleep. But inside your brain, a chemical called adenosine is building up. Think of adenosine like the ash left over after your brain burns fuel. The longer you are awake, the more ash piles up. This creates sleep pressure. Here is a crazy fact. After 24 hours of no sleep, your cognitive impairment, meaning how well you can think and react, is roughly equal to having a blood alcohol content of 0.1%. That is higher than the legal driving limit in the USA. You aren't drunk, but your brain is reacting as if you are. Now, let's push past the 36-hour mark. This is where things get weird. Your hormones go haywire. Your body stops releasing growth hormones, which repair your muscles, and starts pumping out stress hormones like cortisol. This puts your body in a constant fight or flight mode. Around this time, you might experience something called microsleeps. This is terrifying because you might not even know it's happening. A microsleep is when your brain essentially shuts off for a few seconds, sometimes while your eyes are still open. If you are sitting on the couch, it's fine. But if you are driving a car, it can be deadly. By 72 hours, or 3 days, most people start to break from reality. We are talking about hallucinations. You might see shadows turning into people or hear noises that aren't there. This happens because your brain is desperate. Since it can't dream during sleep, it starts forcing dream states into your waking life. You are literally dreaming while you are awake. So, why does the body fall apart so fast? For a long time, scientists actually didn't know exactly why we slept. But recently, they found the answer. It's called the glymphatic system. Think of this as your brain's dishwasher. When you fall into deep sleep, the cells in your brain actually shrink a little bit to open up gaps. Then, fluid rushes in and washes away all that toxic waste and adenosine we talked about earlier. If you don't sleep, the dishwasher never turns on. The trash stays in your brain, clogging up your neurons. That is why you can't think clearly. So, while you might survive staying awake for a few days, the damage to your body is immediate and severe. Sleep isn't just resting. It is a biological requirement for a working brain. The next time you're thinking about skipping sleep to get more work done, remember, you aren't hacking the system. You're just driving a car with a flat tire. I want to hear from you guys. What is the longest you have ever stayed awake? And how did you feel? Let me know in the comments below. If you learned something new today, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And if you want more science facts that explain your daily life, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and go get some sleep.